When the sirens began to wail over Sevastopol, the night sky turned into a battlefield. Within seconds, radars blinked alive, tracing dozens of dots moving in from the west and north, each one a potential weapon. It was not a fleet of planes, nor a missile barrage, but something quieter, smaller, smarter. A storm of drones. It began around 2 o'clock in the morning. Residents in Sevastopol were startled awake by the shriek of alarms and distant booms echoing across the harbor. Inside the Russian Blackseafleet command center, officers scrambled to their stations. Radar operators watched in disbelief as over 60 unmanned aerial vehicles and 3 missile drones filled their screens. The drones were flying low, in waves, weaving between radar signals. Some approached at high speed, others hovered to confuse the system. It was a coordinated dance, a swarm moving with one brain.
Russian surface-to-air defenses roared to life. Tracers streaked through the darkness. Explosions flashed across the horizon. The battle had begun. For nearly 40 minutes, the sky above Crimea glowed with the light of interception fire. But not all targets were stopped. Witnesses reported several blasts near the harbor. Satellite images later revealed dark plumes of smoke rising from a section of the naval dockyard. The Black Sea Fleet isn't just another base. It is Russia's strategic naval jewel, responsible for projecting power across Eastern Europe and beyond. From this harbor, Russia launches its Caliber cruise missiles into Ukraine. From these waters, it controls maritime routes that connect to the Mediterranean and the Middle East.
Destroying or disabling even part of this fleet would not only damage Russia's military capacity, it would strike at the very heart of Moscow's regional dominance. That is why this drone attack, carried out with such precision, sent shockwaves through military circles around the world. Analysts studying radar data describe the operation as multi-layered electronic warfare. First came the small reconnaissance drones, the eyes of the attack. They flew high, scanning for radar frequencies and transmitting coordinates back to command units. Next came the decoy drones, programmed to appear larger on radar. They distracted Russian air defense operators, forcing them to waste missiles on harmless targets. Then, as the defenses were engaged, came the strike drones, larger, faster, carrying explosive payloads. Some hit radar towers, others targeted communication nodes and ammunition depots. Finally, jamming drones entered the airspace, flooding the spectrum with false signals, blinding radar systems, and severing communication between missile batteries. In less than an hour, a small fleet of low-cost drones managed to paralyze one of Russia's most sophisticated defense networks.
By dawn, the Russian Ministry of Defense claimed victory, announcing that most of the drones had been destroyed. But satellite imagery and leaked photos told a more complex story. Footage from Sevastopol residents showed flashes of light and later fires burning near the naval yard. One Russian warship, believed to be part of the Admiral Makarov class, appeared damaged. Kremlin officials called the attack a terrorist act, orchestrated by Ukraine with Western assistance. In retaliation, Russia launched a wave of missile strikes across southern Ukraine, targeting Odessa, Mykolaiv, and other coastal cities. The message was clear: Moscow would respond to every drone with a missile.
Around the world, the attack dominated headlines. In Washington, Pentagon officials declined to comment directly, but acknowledged that drone warfare is redefining modern conflict. In London, defense analysts called the event a turning point in military technology. NATO commanders privately noted that if 60 drones could overwhelm Russian defenses, similar tactics could one day threaten any nation's security system. Turkey, whose coastline also touches the Black Sea, expressed alarm. The country depends on these waters for vital grain shipments under the Black Sea Initiative. Any escalation could endanger global food routes once again. China, meanwhile, urged both sides to de-escalate, warning that unchecked drone warfare could lead to uncontrollable consequences. What makes drone warfare so dangerous isn't just the drones themselves, it's the network that connects them. Modern UAVs communicate using artificial intelligence algorithms that allow them to share data in real time. If one drone is destroyed, the others instantly adapt their flight paths. It's a system inspired by nature, like bees defending a hive or birds flying in formation. Except this hive carries explosives, and this formation can strike with surgical precision. Each drone in the Sevastopol strike reportedly cost less than $30,000, a fraction of the cost of a single Russian missile. Yet collectively, they inflicted millions in damage and forced Russia to expend far more expensive air defense munitions.
This is asymmetric warfare at its purest form. Small, smart, and devastatingly efficient. For decades, military strategy was built around tanks, fighter jets, and naval power. But the Ukraine war has rewritten those rules. Drones have become the most powerful equalizer of the 21st century. They require no pilots, no bases, no massive infrastructure, only data links and imagination. A soldier sitting hundreds of kilometers away can now destroy a warship, a tank column, or a radar station. What once required an entire air squadron can now be done by a laptop and a swarm of autonomous flying machines. Kyiv has not officially taken credit for the Sevastopol attack, but Ukrainian officials have hinted at a coordinated operation designed to shift the balance of power. For Ukraine, the symbolism is immense. The Black Sea Fleet has been a tool of Russian dominance for decades. To strike it successfully, even once, is to prove that no fortress is impenetrable. Ukrainian engineers and private defense startups are now producing hundreds of home-built drones every month, some capable of flying over 1,000 kilometers. With each new strike, Ukraine's message grows louder. Technology is our weapon, and innovation is our shield.
In Sevastopol, residents described the night as terrifying, a mix of noise, confusion, and fear. One woman said she saw a glowing swarm of fireflies over the bay before the first explosion shook her apartment. Another man filmed anti-aircraft tracers streaking across the sky, whispering in disbelief, "This is not the war we used to know." On the Ukrainian side, people celebrated quietly. Many saw it as justice, a symbolic revenge for the constant missile attacks on Odessa and other port cities. The human stories behind the technology remind us that beneath every military victory, there are people, frightened, hopeful, and trapped in a conflict that feels endless.
The Sevastopol drone strike may well be remembered as a defining moment in military history, the day machines began fighting machines on a scale never seen before. Both Russia and Ukraine are now investing heavily in AI-controlled systems, autonomous underwater drones, and even robotic ground vehicles. Cyber warfare and satellite jamming are becoming as important as missiles and tanks. Experts warn that these innovations could spread far beyond this war to future conflicts in Asia, the Middle East, and even space. In this new age, the battlefields are invisible, fought through algorithms, electromagnetic waves, and lines of code. As dawn broke over Sevastopol, the smoke began to clear. The sea was calm again, but the world had changed. The attack was not just a tactical event, it was a message that the future of war will be fought by intelligence, not intimidation. No longer will the mightiest army automatically win. Victory will belong to the side that adapts fastest, thinks smarter, and moves lighter. The war of the future has already begun, not with armies marching, but with drones humming in the dark.